Have you ever really looked at the change in your pocket? I mean, really looked at it. Most people see a quarter and just think 25 cents. They see a penny and think it's not even worth picking up. But let me tell you, I've been in this business a long time, and I know that some of those little metal discs are worth a whole lot more than their face value. They're tiny pieces of history you can hold in your hand. Every coin tells a story about the year it was made, the country it came from, and the people who used it. That's why people collect them. It's not just about the money, it's about connecting with the past. Think about it. A coin from 1943 was around during World War II. A quarter from 1969 was jangling in someone's pocket when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. These coins have been everywhere. They've been in cash registers, vending machines, piggy banks. They've been lost in couch cushions, found on the sidewalk. Each one has its own journey. For collectors, finding an old or unusual coin is like being a detective. You're uncovering a clue to a story that's been hidden in plain sight for decades. It's a thrill that never gets old, believe me. The world of coin collecting is huge. Some people want one coin from every year. Others look for coins made of silver. Others look for coins made of gold. Some collectors are fascinated by the designs, the beautiful images of presidents, eagles, and Lady Liberty. But the real pros, the people who find the serious treasures, they know to look for something else. They look for the small details, the tiny marks that most people never even notice. These little symbols can be the difference between a coin worth a few cents and one worth thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars. So what is this secret code I'm talking about? It's called a mint mark. A mint mark is a small letter stamped onto a coin that tells you where it was made. Think of it like a made-in tag on a shirt, but for money. The United States has several different locations or mints that produce its coins. Each one has its own special letter to identify its work. For example, a coin made in Philadelphia might have a P on it. A coin from Denver will have a D. It's a simple system, but it's incredibly important for collectors. This little letter is like the coin's birth certificate. It tells you its origin story. A coin isn't just a 1985 quarter, it's a 1985 D quarter, or a 1985 P quarter. This detail might seem small, but it completely changes the coin's identity and its story. Knowing where a coin was made helps us understand production numbers for that year and mint. The United States government doesn't just make coins in one place. It has a whole system of facilities called mints. The main ones are the big players in the coin world, and each has its own story and its own letter. The first and oldest is the Philadelphia Mint. It opened way back in 1792. For a very long time, coins made in Philadelphia had no mint mark at all. If you find an old coin with no little letter, it was probably made there. Starting in 1980, they began using a P on most coins, except the penny. It's the grandfather of all the mints. Then you have the San Francisco Mint. This place opened up during the California Gold Rush in 1854. All that gold had to be turned into coins nearby. The San Francisco Mint uses an S mint mark. Coins with an S on them are often popular with collectors. The mint is known for making high-quality proof coins, the shiny collector pieces. An S mint mark can often mean you have a special coin. Out west in Colorado, you'll find the Denver Mint. It started making coins in 1906. Its mint mark is a D. The Denver Mint is a workhorse. It produces billions of coins for everyday use. Because it makes so many, a D mint mark is very common. However, there are rare exceptions where a D mint mark means big money. It's a perfect example of how the year and the mint mark have to be looked at together. Finally, there's the new kid, the West Point Mint in New York. Now let's get to the good stuff. The coins that are famous because of their mint marks. These are the legends, the ones every collector dreams of finding. The undisputed king is the 1909 VDB Lincoln penny. In 1909, the Lincoln cent was introduced, designed by Victor David Brenner. He put his initials, VDB, on the back. People complained that the initials were too prominent, so the mint removed them partway through the year. The San Francisco Mint, with the S mint mark, only produced 484,000 of these pennies with the initials before the change was made. That small number makes it the holy grail for penny collectors. Another superstar is the 1916 D Mercury dime. The Mercury dime is one of the most beautiful coins ever made in the United States. In 1916, the first year it was produced, the Denver Mint with the D mint mark struck only 264,000 of them. To put that in perspective, the Philadelphia Mint made over 22 million that same year. Because so few were made, and even fewer survived in good condition, the 1916 D dime is incredibly rare and valuable. Finding one of these in an old jar of coins is like winning the lottery. It's the tiny D on the back that makes all the difference. Let's talk about a coin from the Wild West. The Carson City Mint, with the CC mint mark, was opened. In the world of collectibles, one rule is more important than any other. Rarity is king. It doesn't matter if you're talking about baseball cards, comic books, or coins. The rarer something is, the more people want it, and the more they are willing to pay for it. Mint marks are the single best indicator of a coin's rarity. They allow us to break down the total number of coins made in a year into smaller, more specific groups. A coin isn't just one of 500 million pennies made in 1924. It could be one of the 2.5 million made in Denver that year, which makes it much scarcer. Think of it like this. Imagine a famous author signs 1,000 copies of his new book. Now imagine that for one bookstore in a small town, he uses a special green pen to sign just 10 of those books. Which signature is going to be more valuable to a collector? The green one, of course. It's not that the book is different or the signature is better. It's just that there are fewer of them. Mint marks work the exact same way. The S or D or CC is that special signature that proves a coin came from a smaller, more limited production run. This focus on rarity creates a sort of treasure map for collectors. Experienced numismatists, which is the fancy word for coin experts, have lists of key dates and mint marks. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are the ones that were never supposed to exist. The US Mint is a factory, and just like any factory, sometimes mistakes happen. These errors can create some of the rarest and most fascinating coins a collector can find. When it comes to mint marks, there are a few types of errors that get people really excited. One of the most famous is the over-mint mark, OMM. This happens when the mint punches one mint mark on a die and then punches a different one right on top of it. For example, you might find a 1944 D over S Lincoln cent, where you can see a faint S underneath the D. Another exciting error is the re-punched mint mark, RPM. This was common when mint marks were punched into the dies by hand. Sometimes the worker wouldn't get it right on the first try, so they would punch it again, slightly offset from the first attempt. This creates a doubled or split-looking mint mark. Some of these are very dramatic and easy to see, while others are subtle. Collectors love these because each one is a little different, and they catalog hundreds of varieties. It's a perfect example of a human error creating a collectible treasure. Then there are the coins with missing mint marks when they are supposed to have one. I already mentioned the 1982 No P dime, which is a classic example. Another famous one is the 1990 No S Lincoln cent. That year, the San Francisco Mint produced proof sets for collectors, and all the coins were supposed to have an S mint mark. However, a die was used that was missing the S. So you're excited, and you want to start looking for these treasures yourself. That's great. You don't need a lot of money to start. Your eyes, a little bit of patience, and a good magnifying glass. The first place to look is your own pocket change. Every time you get coins back from the store, take a few seconds to scan them. Look at the date. Look for the mint mark. You might be surprised. People bring in coins found in a coffee can. Go to the bank and ask for rolls of coins. This is coin roll hunting. Buy a $25 box of pennies, 50 rolls. Spend an evening looking for old dates, wheat pennies, rare mint marks. Do the same with nickels, dimes, quarters. Most times you won't find anything, but the thrill is in the hunt. When you find that special coin, it's worth it. Take the rest back to the bank for your money. Know what to look for? Get a list of key dates for each coin type. Find lists online or use a coin guidebook like the Red Book. At the end of the day, what we're talking about here are stories. Every coin, with its date and its mint mark, tells a tiny story about American history. The CC on a silver dollar tells a story of the Wild West. The S on a penny tells a story of the California Gold Rush. The W on a quarter tells a story about a modern effort to get people excited about a timeless hobby. These coins are so much more than just money. They are artifacts that have passed through thousands of hands and have seen decades of change. They connect us to our past in a very real way. The mint mark is the secret ingredient that makes this hobby so exciting. It adds a layer of mystery and challenge. It forces you to look closer and pay attention to the details that 99% of people ignore. It's what turns a simple search through a jar of change into a genuine treasure hunt. And the best part is that anyone can do it. You don't have to be a millionaire to find a $1 million coin. You just have to be curious, patient, and a little bit lucky. The possibility of finding something amazing is always there. I've seen it happen in my shop countless times. Someone brings in a coffee can full of old coins they inherited from their grandfather, thinking it's just a bunch of loose change. Thanks for watching. And as always, happy hunting.